Hi guys, in my last video I did say I needed to take some holiday. That means me and Cuddles. Which brings me to a dilemma of whether or not to give him a bath. Does he need it or doesn't he? And whether I should or shouldn't do it, I don't really know. So why would he need a bath? Well, since the 3rd of May 2017, every single night he's been close to my chest. Bar one night, which was completely out of my control. And when I got home the following morning, I spent the whole rest of the day in bed. And to be fair, the next 2.5 months off work sick, also in bed most of the time, most days, until I went back to work. So he hasn't left me at all. And I think I might need to explain that to you. You probably don't understand that. Some people will be thinking, well, why? It's very important to me. A lot of you out there are probably thinking, why does he still love so very much, care so much? Why is he still being faithful and honest to somebody that basically has spent 1.5 years ignoring him and trying to avoid him at all costs? And it's very simple, very easy for me to explain. It's because I want to. Because of the way I felt, the way I feel, and the way I will always feel. I totally in love with one person and one person only. I fell in love with her as soon as I first met her. I didn't tell her I loved her until I knew for absolute definite it was the right thing to do for both of us. For me especially, that I knew that when I did tell her I loved her, that I would love her and only her for the rest of my life. That I would be with her forever and that with nobody else would ever be loved by me. I wouldn't be able to love anybody else. I wouldn't want to. And it was very, very important to me that that was the case before I told her that I loved her. With that in mind, that's still the same now. I made her a promise. I promised her I would love her forever. I do. I always will. Whether or not that'll be with her is very, very unlikely. She may already be in a relationship with somebody. She might have, at some point she's going to get engaged. She's going to get married. She'll have children. Then it's going to be very difficult and incredibly difficult for me. Obviously, I won't be able to carry on the way I do now. I will always love her and that's never going to change. I'm never going to stop that. Excuse me, sorry. At the same point, I'm not going to go for the rest of my life completely alone. I don't want that. It's not something I'm looking forward to. I know who I want to spend it with, but if that person has moved on, which probably may have done already by now, and they're in love with somebody else, then I would have to look at being with someone else at some point. It's not a case of missing certain things, or, I don't miss sitting talking to somebody. I don't miss being with somebody. I don't miss the sex. I don't miss cuddles. I don't miss all that sort of stuff with somebody. I miss all of it with her, and I miss her. Specifically, only miss her. So, the other stuff I could live without, I can't live without her. I only miss everything I miss with Leanne. I don't miss anything else with anybody else, so there's no one else that replaces her in my heart or my mind. Now, when we split up, I still kept that in mind and still in my mind. Now, she may have completely different ideas. She may have had people telling her that it was the wrong idea to be with him in the first place, all that sort of stuff. She might have had people who had their own ulterior motives to keep us apart and not keep us together. People that maybe she could be in a relationship with one of those people now. I don't know. I'll probably never know. There may be many reasons why she feels the way she does. I know I contributed massively to it. But at the same point, I always promised her I would love her and be faithful to her, and I always have been. In all the time we were together, I promised her I would be faithful, honest, truthful, and I would always love her. I let her down once. She knows about it. She knew about it. We discussed it. We stuck together over it. It's punished me for the rest of my life. I punish myself over it all the time. I now understand a lot more about it and why it happened, which maybe I didn't do before. So why will I remain faithful to her now? It's because it's in here. I feel it and need to, and I want to. It's not a case of need to, I want to in here. This is a person I told I would love forever. This is a person I told I'd be faithful to forever and I wouldn't cheat on. And I haven't done that. It's somebody, she is somebody that I love with all my heart, utterly. And that's still the same. You know, I talk to people, I go out to shows, I go into shops and I talk to different people. But even then, if I'm talking to a girl in a shop, I still feel uncomfortable and a bit like, what would Leanne, I don't really want Leanne to know that I've talking to this person or whatever. Even though I've just spoken to somebody, I still feel uncomfortable because I don't want Leanne thinking that I'm not interested in her, because of course I love her very much. There's no getting around the fact that I still love her very much. This is a woman I want to marry still. So, you know, there's many of you that are going to sit there, you're going to probably stop the video, pause it, write the words mug right across my head and laugh at me or look at me as if I'm some kind of weirdo or idiot. And I don't care, I don't mind that. Everyone has their own opinions, their own reasons for it. It's something that's very important to me. When I fell in love with Leanne, I fell in love with Leanne forever, and she was the only person I was ever going to love from then onwards. And that's still the case. So there may be things that have gone in the past, you know, I've had ups and downs, I've had horrible things happen, good things happen. I've been in Tesco's one evening, quite a few months after we split up. I was in Tesco's one evening and saw one of her best friends. The sight of that person started an anxiety attack. I ran around the store, hid as much as I could, eventually ended up at the tills. When I got to the tills, I bowed my head, kept my head down, tried not to, you know, to avoid contact as much as I could. When I did look up, that person was laughing at me, and was laughing at me in that way that it's ha ha ha, we won, or we got you, or whatever. And it really hurt. It made me rush home. I went rushed straight home, came in, left the food in the car, went straight to bed with Cuddles, and cried myself all night trying to get to sleep. And the following morning I had to rush out and go and see my work colleague. I was just back at work then, but my work colleague, and try and explain it to her. And then I went to see my counsellor and explained to my counsellor what had happened. Now, my counselling sessions and my therapy sessions aren't about Leanne. They're completely different subjects, something else which has been going on for a very long time in my life that I still need to get sorted, but it is pretty much done now. But it still made me feel bad. You know, anxiety attacks aren't the worst thing in the world to have, and they're horrible. So I think with Leanne and I never knew how things were supposed to be going to work out, to be honest with you. Her family despised me, her friends despised me. I don't know why. I'm an old man, ex-wife, 2 kids. She's a beautiful young girl, and so maybe I was biding my time, maybe I was on borrowed time anyway. That didn't stop me loving her with all my heart, and I hoped she loved me too. There's stuff that she wrote to me, stuff that she did. I mean, there's stuff in this that I knew she loved me. I very much knew she loved me, and I hoped that she would always love me. But as I said, maybe I was on borrowed time, I don't know. Things have changed, obviously, and I now know a lot more than I did before. And I've thought about a lot of things more than I did before. I've been shown some stuff that's not very nice. Her favourite song a few months ago and was posted all over her Facebook was Shout Out to My Ex by Little Mix, which I don't recommend going looking for it. Please don't go look for it. Don't listen to it. It's a horrendous, horrible song. It's awful. Unfortunately for me, I have to listen to it every day because my work on the radio, it comes up once every single day, and every single day it comes up, it hurts, and it really hurts. But I know how much I love Leanne. I know how much she means to me. So for me, although it hurts, and I think, well, really, I still love her, whatever. The last way of any sort of form of contact or anything was her posting a massive, great big FU on her Facebook for me to read. But I still love her. I still want to marry her. She is still the most important, most wonderful person in my life. I love her to bits, no matter what. You can throw stuff at me, you can call me names, shout at me, tell me I'm the worst person in the world ever. A lot of her friends think I am. For some reason, they've all got the impression that I'm some kind of monster. I'm worse than Charles Manson or, you know, Jack the Ripper or something like that. I don't know what's happened there. I don't know why they've been told that, but I am to them as bad can be. I'm the worst person on earth. Proof of that doesn't exist. If you go through my Facebook, you look at the way we were beforehand, you look at everything else, there's There's no reason for us to think that all the people that I know on my side know how much I love Leanne, and how much I love Leanne from the day we met. How much I wanted to care for her, wanted to look after her, wanted to love her for as long as I could. And that's why I still keep the way I am. She won't believe it, she doesn't believe it, a word of it, and she, doesn't remember how much I loved her. That's the shame about it all. If I can't tell her how much I love her, or if I tell her and she doesn't see it or she doesn't listen, then there's very little I can do, but I'm still doing it here. Why would I do that? Because it's for my sanity and for hopefully she will one day remember. I'm hoping that one day she will be there alone, on her own, without any influence. She will remember how I used to hold her and kiss her on the forehead, how I held her hand, and how I cuddled her and held her so tight. She knew I didn't want to let go, and she knew that I truly, truly loved her. And when she remembers that, then maybe she'll look and think, actually, maybe he is telling the truth. Maybe he is the man he was and has always been. I loved Leanne so very much. I always have done. I have no reason to lie. And if the worst thing is about, if you do lie, it's the worst thing you do. Why would I lie? This is the woman that I want to marry. This is the woman I want to marry, I want to have children with, and the woman I want to be holding my hand on my deathbed. When I die, I want her to be holding my hand, more than anything. Any lie, no matter how big or how small, even if it was the tiniest lie, smaller than small, wouldn't be worth losing that. There is nothing on earth, and there's no lie or nothing I can say, or would say, that would be worth losing that ability. It may not happen. As I said, she might already be in a relationship, she might be with somebody, she may be getting married in a month. I don't know what's happening. But all the while I still want to marry her, there's absolutely no way on earth I'm going to risk that through anything whatsoever. There's nothing at all I would risk to lose that. In the future, when she's married, then as I said, I will probably end up, I don't want to end up alone, so I will end up with someone, but I don't know how that will go, we'll see. Which brings me back to Cuddles. I don't know about the bath side of it yet, I'm not sure. The problem with Cuddles, or me and Cuddles, is that every night when I go to bed, I hold him like this. When I eventually turn over to go to sleep, I turn him around, hold him by the left hand, and I sleep with it on my side. So he's against my chest at all times. And the reason I put my arm under him and hold him by the left hand is very simple. In my mind, I'm holding her. I'm lying there, my hand's underneath her, and I'm holding her left hand. And that's the way I remember. Well, I always remember lying there. That's the thing that keeps me comfort. Am I dependent on him? In a way, I suppose I am. I can go to bed. If I've gone to bed and he's not there, I can't rest. If I go to bed, at least I can rest and try to sleep. It's something I don't like doing. I've not been a night without him because I don't like the idea of it. So every night he's like this. And it just kept it that way. So he's been so close to me. Does he need a bath? He is getting on a bit. He came from Sunderland a very long time ago. He was a Maker Bear in the Maker Bear shop, and he was brought back down on the train. I had a picture, or was shown a picture of him coming back on the train. I don't seem to have that now, and maybe I didn't keep it, or maybe it was just shown to me, I can't remember. At the time he was not gender specific and didn't have a name either. We chose the name together, and well, I chose the name actually, and it's obviously got genderized at that time. So he is quite old, he's getting on a bit. But I'm frightened and I don't really want to bath him. I don't want to stick him in the washing machine. The instructions say you have to freeze him overnight or 24 hours and then stick him in the washing machine at 30 degrees on a gentle wash. And I don't want to do that. I don't think I can bring myself to it. I can't. No, I don't think I will. It's maybe needed. I don't think, to be honest with you, he's not that bad. It's just I can't let go of him, so I don't really want to lose him in the washing machine or something go wrong. So it's too important for me. So anyway, that's a very long video. I'm sorry. It's a bit of an explanation. If anybody who knows Leanne or sees Leanne sees this, gets to speak to her, my only message to her is I do honestly love you. I've always loved you from day one. I've never stopped loving you. I've never told you otherwise. I've always told you I loved you. I loved you so much I thought you'd be better off without me. That was something stupid, but it was all done because I loved you. I never hated you, never ever told you I don't like you. But, as I said, I understand you don't think that, you don't understand that, you don't believe that, you have many other things in your mind about what I am and what I'm not. And I am what I always was. I'm the person that promised you he would love you forever. I've never changed from that, I've never deviated from that. That's still me. It really is. I promise you to God, that is still me. I'm not any different. I have no reason to risk that. I have no reason to lose that. I love you with all my heart. I always will. I love you, baby girl. I really do.